All right, welcome back to the Beast Game Podcast, and this is going to be a review for Dumbo. It's directed by Tim Burton, who has done some of the other Disney live-action movies, Alice in Wonderland. Written by Aaron Kruger, this is based off of the animated Dumbo movie. It stars Colin Farrell, Michael Keaton, Danny DeVito, and Eva Green. And the synopsis is a young elephant whose oversized ears enable him to fly helps save a struggling circus, but when the circus plans a new venture, Dumbo and his friends discover dark secrets beneath its shiny veneer. It starts off with two children living with people from a traveling circus. They run to a train station, they're looking for someone, they see a shadow off in the distance. It's Colin Farrell, who is their father. It appears that he has gone off to World War II, so this takes place somewhere after World War II. He's lost a limb, and he was also a part of this traveling circus before he went to the war. He goes back to the circus with the children. Danny DeVito is in charge of the traveling circus. It's also shown that the children's mother has passed away at some point. Colin Farrell is ready to get back into just doing all the circus stuff. And then it's shown that Danny DeVito's character has purchased some elephants. One of those elephants is Dumbo's mother. There's one animal trainer at the circus who's just very cruel and mean to Dumbo's mother. She eventually gives birth to Dumbo. And at some point, she unintentionally kills a trainer. So they ship Dumbo's mother away. The children find out Dumbo can fly like the animated movie. Eventually, Michael Keaton's character, he owns a theme park and he wants to buy out the traveling circus for Dumbo. I'm going to say I did not like this movie very much. I haven't seen the original Dumbo in a while, so I really don't have anything to base this off of other than how I feel about this particular movie. I'm on the side of not liking it. I think a lot of it a little boring. It's passable. If I really have to summarize this movie, is that this movie just feels safe. The CG for Dumbo is fine. I think Eva Green might be one of the better parts about this movie. Eva Green plays a trapeze artist that works with Michael Keaton's amusement park. Maybe Colin Farrell, but for the story in general, which tries to follow some of the animated movies' themes, it seems to be more about the human characters surrounding Dumbo more than it is about Dumbo. And other than Dumbo's mother, some of the issues arise about that. It really doesn't even put the attention or focus on to Dumbo. I just don't think that it's interesting enough. And I think maybe some of that has to do with Tim Burton and his directorial style, because again, I get the same feeling from this that I got from Alice in Wonderland, that you should be more wowed by the spectacle that, oh wow, they made a live action Dumbo movie. But as with Alice in Wonderland, the story doesn't really elevate the idea of the story. And it's boring. They'll probably sell some DVD copies and digital copies, but overall, this is not one that you're going to come back to. And with some of the live action adaptations that Disney has done, I'm going to say that The Jungle Book is number one. Great movie. I've seen that recently on the plane. Still a good movie. Still great. Still very interesting. Pete's Dragon, which I do remember liking. I think I gave that a 7 or a 6. Pete's Dragon is probably the next best. And this one is worse than Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast had some memorable songs that helped push the movie along. And with Dumbo, there really isn't much of that. With the acting in the movie, Colin Farrell's doing a Southern American accent. Guess is okay. Eva Green is probably one of the better people in this movie. Danny DeVito's acting is just a little wacky and over the top. Michael Keaton's acting is one note, or at least the way that his character is written is not good. You have the two children of Colin Farrell's character, I believe it's Millie and Joe. I've made this point before, but I really dislike the way that writers write for children, particularly this day and age where the children are these quick-witted, overly perceptive individuals that know more than the parents. That there needs to be this smug, brutally honest child that speaks in an adult tone. They have to tell you what you have done wrong just to show how intelligent they are. And I don't really like that. And it happens a lot in this movie with the Millie character. And then they attempt to shoehorn in that Millie wants to be a scientist. Maybe one or two other scenes. They never really even explore that. And just with other Disney movies that parents don't care about children's dreams. Like, okay, yeah, we got that. Why is it in this movie? I don't think that this movie in particular, this live action adaptation will be as successful as Disney would like it to be. I don't think it will make a lot of money. I don't even really see it as a movie that I would want to revisit. And for that, I'm going to give it a 5. This movie is just underwhelming and it plays it a little too safe. This movie is more about the human characters than it is about Dumbo. This movie is more about the carnival, Danny DeVito's character, than it is about Dumbo. It's more about Millie's need to be a scientist more than it is about Dumbo. The movie suffers for that. The story lets this one down. It is not as well developed as the Jungle Book story. I don't know what the problem is. Maybe it's Tim Burton. I just don't like this as much. And that's the Beast Game Podcast.